Today we are going to discuss one of the important family Convolvulaceae. This is one of the important family from angiosperms, belongs to the division Phanerogamia, class Dicotyledone, subclass Gamopetalae, where petals are fused. There is bicarpellate, where two carpels are there, two ovaries are there. Order Polymoniales, family Convolvulaceae. You might have been seen these flowers in our region. This is Ipomea fistulosa or Ipomea cornea, which is very common. This is morning glory. So these are the members from the family Convolvulaceae. A funnel-shaped corolla is the typical character of this family. When we talk about the family characters of this family, these are mostly the herbaceous or shrubby members. As we seen, this is the parasitic member and this is the shrubby member, that is Ipomea fistulosa. The herbaceous or shrubby members, these are climbers. Here you can find parasitic climber we have shown, that is Cuscuta chinensis. Leaves mostly alternate. Here you can observe the alternate leaves. They are simple, exstipulate, and rarely we find the stipulate leaves. Inflorescence is mostly cymose type of the inflorescence, or solitary axillary inflorescence can be observed in some of the members. The flowers are actinomorphic. They are bisexual in nature. Ovary is at the superior position, that is hypogynous. Calyx and corolla, 5 in number, where calyx is polysepalous and the corolla is gamopetalaceous in nature. They are mostly campanulate, or the funnel-shaped type of the corolla can be observed. Stamens mostly 5. They are epipetalous, as the corolla tube. They are inserted on the corolla tube. And alternipetalous, alternate to the petals, can be observed, that inserted on the petals. Disc is present, and ovary is mostly bicarpellary, syncarpous, and it is superior. Placentation is axile, and generally 2 ovules per locule can be observed. The fruit is mostly capsule or nut type of the fruit can be observed in this family. Some of the common plants from the region, Ipomea hederifolia. You might have been seen this red colored flower, which is normally used as a Ganesh Pushpa. So it can be used for the Ganesha. So it is Ipomea hederifolia. And this Ipomea is one of the largest genus of this family. And these are the twining herbaceous or the erect herbaceous nature of this Ipomea hederifolia is there. Then Cuscuta chinensis, here you can observe, त्याला आपण commonly अमरवेल म्हणतो, Cuscuta chinensis, or in Hindi it is called the Akash bell. It is acidic in nature, leafless, and only the yellow stems can be observed which are spread on the branches. So it is a parasite. Then Convolvulus arvensis, which is a common weed which can be observed in our region. So you can find again these heart-shaped leaves are there, and the slightly bluish flowers are there. Then Argeria roxburghi. It is a robust, beautiful climber with a red funnel-shaped flowers. Reddish or purplish flowers can be observed. So it is the Argeria roxburghi, which is common in our region also. Then Argeria nervosa. It is another species of Argeria. So here it is known as the elephant climber, and it is mostly planted in the garden so that its beautiful flowers and large foliage attract the visitors. So it is having the large cordate type of the leaves. Then Evolvulus alsinoides. It is actually a weed which can be observed at our farms. But it is also known as the Shankhapushpi, and in Ayurveda it is used as a brain tonic. It is known as the sleeping perennial herb, and commonly on the sandy soil it can be grows. Then Meremia aegyptica or Ipomea biloba, where you can find these members are growing in our region. Aegyptica is common genera found in our region. It is climbing or creeping shrub and a cord-like stem where rooting at nodes can be observed. So this is the typical character of this Meremia aegyptica. And the Ipomea biloba, it is particularly grows on the sandy soil, on the river banks, or we can see coastal areas. It can be easily observed. So it is a typical sand binder So this can be observed along the river banks. When we talk about the habit and habitat of this species, the most of the members are herbaceous, where we find convolvulus, evolvulus. We just have seen those plants. These are herbaceous in nature. And some of the members, those are shrubby and climbing. Take the example of Ipomia and the Argaria. We just have seen that pinkish reddish flowers. So that is Argaria nervosa and Argaria roxburghi. So these are the shrubby climbing members. The plants may be xerophytic, hydrophytic, or Ipomea aquatica is can be the good example for aquatic type of the or a hydrophytic plant from this family. Or we can say the parasitic nature of the some of the member, as in Cuscuta chinensis and Cuscuta indica, where you can find these are the parasitic members in this family. It is the sweet potato, and because of this plant, it is known as the sweet potato family. It includes near about 55 genera and about 1,650 species, which are found in the tropical region, particularly of the cosmopolitan in distribution all over the world. In India, the family is represented by around 177 species belonging to near about 20 genera. When we talk about the morphological characters of this family, here you can find these are mostly the tap root system is there. They are branched, fleshy, where Ipomea batatas can be the good example. And Cuscuta, where you can find ordinarily there were no roots can be observed, but adventitious haustorias can be present. So here you can observe at this position, there is the attachment of this particular stem to the stem of the other branch or the other plant. So here there are the suckers are developed, which are known as the haustorias. These are the beautiful flowers of that amarvale. You might have not been seen, but the flowers are slightly creamish or whitish in color. And this is the good example where there were no roots, but having the haustorias to suck the nutrition from the host plant. The plants are mostly erect, or it can be the prostrate herbaceous. Twiners are mostly there. Take the example of Ipomea, Cuscuta, convolvulus. These are the members having the twining habit, Argaria. The stem is mostly cylindrical. It is branched, solid, sometimes fistular, म्हणजे पोकळ असू शकते, and tuberous or rhizomatous. Tuberous in the convolvulus, we can find there is the tuberous root is being developed. So these are the about root and stem of this particular plant. When we talk about the leaf in this family, they are mostly alternate, simple, exstipulate, petiolate, entire or palmately lobed or pinnately divided in the quamaculate pinnata. It is unicostate or sometimes multicostate reticulate venation can be observed. Here we have the variation of leaf is there. From simple leaf to palmate leaf, it may be the palmately dissected leaf. So Ipomea quamaculate, where the completely dissected leaf is there. So such type the leaf variations can be observed in the family Convolvulaceae. When we talk about the inflorescence in this family, there can be the solitary axillary flowers, single flower from the axils, or it can be in the cymes. So here we can observe the cymose type of the inflorescence, where you can find where the central flower is the oldest flower, whereas the younger flower are at the base. So these are the cymose type of the inflorescences, or the solitary axillary type of the inflorescence can be observed in the family Convolvulaceae. When we talk about the floral characters, the flowers are mostly bracteate. The bract is normally present at the base of this particular flower. It is a leaf-like structure. There can be the presence of bracteoles. So it is bracteate and bracteolate. Pedicellate, where you can find there is the stalk, so it is the pedicellate flower. They mostly complete that all the calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium, all the 4 whorls are present in the same flower. Then flower is bisexual, hermaphrodite in nature. It is actinomorphic, that all the corolla whorls are of equal size and shape. And these are mostly the pentamerous, where we can find the whorls, calyx and corolla, androecium. These are all in number of 5. So flower is the pentamerous. Some of the members, they may show the tetramerous condition where calyx and corolla showing the four, that is the Hildenbrandtia. So where you can find there is the four number of the calyx and corolla and androecium is there, but condition is mostly the hypogynous. So flowers are typically pentamerous in nature. When we talk about the calyx and corolla in this family, the calyx are mostly five. Here you can observe the five separate calyx whorls are there. They are polysepalous. They are free in nature. Rarely we find the gamosepalous. They are persistent at the fruit level, and because of that we can call it as a persistent calyx. They are imbricate in the estivation and inferior in the position, as the ovary has the superior position in this family. When we talk about the corollas, the petals are five. You can even calculate 1 to 5. So petals are 5. They are forming a tube-like structure. Gamopetalous corolla is there. They are mostly campanulate in shape, or we can find the infundibly formed type of the corolla can be observed in the most of the members. The corolla, which is in the imbricate type of the estivation, is there, or sometimes volvate type of the estivation is also observed in some of the members of Ipomia, and corolla is also at the inferior position. So this is about the calyx and corolla in the family Convolvulaceae. When we talk about the androecium in this family, as the sepals, then petals, even the number of the stamen is 5, because most of the flowers are pentamerous, and they are polyandrous in nature. So here you can observe the clear-cut structure, polyandrous condition in flowers, where you can find that every androecium is free. They are not attached anyway. So it is a polyandrous condition in the androecium we can observe. They are fixed or attached to the petals or the corolla tube. So it is known as the epipetalous in nature. The length of the filament is variable. Normally we find in most of the flowers, the length of the filament is similar in all the stamens. But here in Convolvulaceae, we find almost in all members, all genera, where you can find the length of the filament is uneven in almost all genera. They may be dorsifixed or basifixed in nature and inserted on the corolla tube at the deep. So diathecous and introse type of the androeciums can be observed here. Here you can find slightly dehisced pollen grains, which are that these pollen grains can be spreaded on the corolla tube. Here you can find a basifix type of the fixation of the androecium, and here you can find it is the dorsifixed. Here also you can find the basifix type of the fixation of the anther cells to the filament. When we talk about the gynoecium in this family, it is a typically bicarpellary syncarpous ovary is there, and position of the ovary is superior. It is typically present or situated on the disc-like structure. So here you can recognize that disc-like structure in the. Here also you can find a tissue is developed which forms a disc and which may contain the nectar. It is situated on the disc, and sometimes it is a tetralocular. Here you can clearly observe the tetralocular condition of the gynoecium. There may be 2 or rarely 1 ovule. Most of the times you find inside the ovary there are in each locule there can be the 2 ovules present, and rarely we find single ovule or single in the same locule. The style is most of the time simple. Here you can observe, or it may be the capitate filiform or capitate type of the stigma. Here you can observe the capitate type of the stigma, and here in this figure you can observe that it is a simple type of the stigma is there. So bifid stigma can also be observed in the Cuscuta, and the convolvulus and Ipomia genera show the capitate type of the stigma. So this is about the gynoecium, which is present in the family Convolvulaceae in most of the members. When we talk about the fruit in this family, the fruit is mostly capsule. Here you can observe the developed capsule is there. These are the calyx whorls, which are typically persistent calyx can be observed in the family Convolvulaceae. So fruit is a capsule, and only in some members we can find the berry type of the fruit is there, but almost all members shows the dehiscent capsule can be developed in the family Convolvulaceae. Seed mostly endospermic, and pollination in this family member, it is a typically entomophilous type of the pollination is there. Insect visit because of the attraction towards the nectar as well as the beautiful flowers and the foliage in this family. When we talk about the floral formula in this family, it is a typical bracteate and bracteolate structure can be observed in this family. So here we have written BR, so it representing that is the bracteate nature of the flower. Flower is actinomorphic, so we have shown the plus sign in the circle, so it is actinomorphy. Then this is symbol for the bisexual flower, where androecium and gynoecium present in the same flower, and K5 represents the calyx, which are 5, and they are not shown in the bracket, so it indicates that so these are the free calyx members are there, so it is polysepalous nature, whereas this C represents the corolla, and in bracket we have shown the 5, so it means that corolla is gamopetalous and it is attached to the androecium. So androeciums 5, they are free, but they are on the corolla tube, so it is epipetalous nature can be shown by this way. Then gynoecium is 2, bicarpellary in the bracket, so the gynoecium are fused, so bicarpellary syncarpus, and this is underlying structure shows the superior type of the ovary. So this is the floral formula for most of the members of this family Convolvulaceae. The same structure can be represented in the floral diagram. Here also you can find these are all light colored sepals have been shown. Imbricate type of the aestivation can be easily observed. This petal is completely outer and this petal is completely inner, and others 2 are outer and 2 are inner. So the imbricate type of the aestivation is shown here. Here you can find in the corolla, it may be a twisted type of the corolla, twisted or imbricate type of the aestivation can be observed in corolla also. And epipetalous stamens you can easily observe here. At the center we have shown it is the ovary, TS of ovary, and it is a bilocular ovary, bicarpellary syncarpus, bilocular ovary here you can observe, and each locule there can be the 2 ovules. So here in floral diagram we have shown that. This is the drawing, botanical drawings or botanical illustrations we can call them, and here you can find this is the Ipomia genus, where you can find the color structure of the color paintings of that particular plant has been made. Here you can find all the structure. This is the typical type of the corolla. So here you can observe this corolla shape. Typically it is a cymose type of the inflorescence is there in every situation. Here you can observe the oldest flower is at the top and 2 younger buds can be observed on the same inflorescence unit. So typical cymose type of the inflorescence has been shown. This is a complete flowering twig of that particular plant. Then we go for the single flower. In single flower you can find calyx and corolla is there. Androeciums are exerted out of the corolla tube, and here you can find the epipetalous nature of those members, the androecial members in the flower. So here you can find they are all free, but they are on the corolla tube. So epipetalous nature can be observed here. Here you can observe the gynoecium, where at the base it is typically a disc-like structure has been shown. It is bicarpellary syncarpus ovary, and here you can observe a simple stigma is there, style and stigma is there. Here you can observe the LS of that particular ovary, where you can find 2 locules are there, and in each locule there were only 2 ovules are there. Here you can find the androecial conditions. Androecium, which is anther cells are bithecous. Filaments, they may be the basifixed or dorsifixed. Here the basifixed condition here, so it is shown the basifixed condition. It is a typical gynoecium with a long style and a simple stigma. Here you can observe the androecial cells. So this particular portion here you can find it is a capitate bifid type of the stigma has been shown here. So this is the illustration or the drawing of that particular plant. This is the root structure where the tuberous root can be observed here. So line drawings are also considered a valid source for the illustrations. Here you can find it is the member of Ipomia, where you can find Ipomia fistulosa flower is there. These are the calyx, bracts and calyx is there, and this is the bracteate flower can be observed here. Here we have typically seen the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium in the LS of the flower. Here the outermost wall is the calyx. Here we can find the corolla, and the stamens are attached on the corolla tube. So here you can observe the basifixed biathecous anthers. But in the center we can find at the superior position, here it is the nectary disc, where on the disc there is the bicarpellary syncarpous ovary is situated, where this is the bifid stigma can be observed. So it is a typical bifid stigma. This is long style and it is bicarpellary syncarpous ovary, where at the base there is a disc is present. Here the typical androecium, which is showing the basifixed, two anther cells are there, and here you can find this biathecous nature of the androecium. Here you can observe the floral diagram of that particular member. This is typically a fruit, a capsule type of the fruit can be observed in the member of convolvulaceae. So this is all about the line drawings, or we can say the sketches that we make in our practical records. So such type of the drawings can be prepared to illustrate the particular species in the family. So this is the member of convolvulaceae, where you can get the idea about the floral structures. When we talk about the economic importance of the family, here you can find some of the important members which can be used as a food. The tuberous roots of Ipomia batatas, which is known as the sweet potato, ज्याला आपण रताळे म्हणतो. So sweet potatoes are there, which can be used as a food. Then root stock of the Callistegia sapium. This is the Callistegia sapium, where this root stock can be cooked and eaten as a vegetable. So this also can be used. And the leaves of Ipomia aquatica. This is the hydrophytic plant, and this Ipomia aquatica, the younger tender leaves can be used as a vegetable. So here you can find the cut leaves, and this is the actual habit of those particular plants. So these are the Ipomia aquatica leaves. So tubers, then roots and the leaves can be used as a food in this family. Many members shows the medicinal properties in the family convolvulaceae. Take some of the example, that is the Exogynon purga. This is known as the purgative. Due to its purgative property of the latex, several species are used as a medicine. Then Ipomia hederaceae is an kaladana, which is again used as a medicinal. Then Ipomia pescarpi, which is commonly grown on the sandy soil. This is the good sand binder we just already have seen. So it is Ipomia pescarpi, which can be boiled and applied externally in case of the colic. म्हणजे पोट जर दुखत असेल तर पोटाच्या बाहेरच्या बाजूला जर तुम्ही त्याला बांधलं, त्याला उकळून जर त्याला अप्लाय केलं, so it can be a pain reliever, while the decoction is used as a blood purifier. म्हणजे याच्याच पानांचा जर काढा घेतला तुम्ही, so it can be act as a blood purifier. Then Ipomia paniculata can be considered as a good rejuvenation. Then Meremia tridentata is used in the rheumatism, piles and the urinary disorders. So these are some of the members which can be easily found in the field and that can be used as a medicine. So we call this Evolvulus alsinoides as a weed. Here you can observe the typical prostate growth of Evolvulus alsinoides. But in Ayurveda, it is known as the Shankha Pushpi. So it is a brain tonic and can be used as a medicine also. Then Cuscuta is a typical parasite, that yellow stems which covers the whole canopy of a tree. So it is a parasite and ruins many types of the plant. Once it is attacked on any plant, the plant completely dies, because whatever nutrition is there, that can be sucked by this parasite and ultimately plant dies. So it is a parasite, Cuscuta. It may be indica or Cuscuta chinensis. These varieties, these species can be observed in our region. Many species are ornamental in nature. Here you can find the Ipomea biloba. The typical leaves are bilobed leaves, and because of that it is known as the Ipomea biloba. It is also growing along the coastal regions on the sandy lands. It can be a good soil binder, sand binder. So it is Ipomea biloba, also used as a ornamental. Then convolvulus alcinoides. Here you can observe the blue colored flowers, which can be used as a medicine also. Then Porana, here you can find the beautiful white flowers in the Cymos panicle. So it is a Porana genus where you can find, because of the sweet fragrance and the beautiful flowers, it can be planted in gardens. And then Calistagia, it can be used at our kitchen gardens. So it is the Calistagia. And this is also, we know, quamoculate. डिसेक्टेड लिव्स तुम्ही बघू शकता, शेपूसारखी पानं पण लाल रंगाची फुलं. सो दिस रेड कलर फ्लावर्स अँड द डिसेक्टेड लिव्ह इज द टिपिकल कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक. याला सुद्धा आपण गणेश वेल म्हणतो. इट इज द क्रामोक्लिट, कॅन बी प्लांटेड इन गार्डन फॉर इट्स ब्युटिफुल foliage, beautiful dissected foliage and the dark magenta or red color flowers. So these are all about the ornamental species from this family. When we talk about the affinity of this particular family, it is considered as it is mostly close to the family Boraginaceae, but it can be distinguished by the terminal bilobed stigma and the disc below the ovary and the curved embryo. So these are the typical character of the family Convolvulaceae, where you can find bilobe stigma, disc below the ovary and the curved embryo, which is not present in the Boraginaceae. Otherwise, in most of the characters, it looks like the Convolvulaceae member. Randall and Wettstein had segregated the family in a separate order Convolvulaceae, and where Wettstein considered them to be the allied to the Malveals and Geranials. So because of the similarity in the external features, they have been put there in the Malveals and Geranials, or they considered they are allied to these two orders. When we talk about the primitive and advanced character in the family, there are many primitive characters you can observe here. Here you can find the presence of shrub or woody members. Woody climbers are there. Just take the example of Argyria species. Argyria speciosa, which is the woody climber, and this can be the primitive character for the family. The leaves are mostly simple and alternate, solitary, axillary inflorescences, flowers, then actinomorphic, hermaphrodite or hypogynous flowers, then calyx mostly free, stamens polyandrous and diathecous, and seeds endospermic. These are the typical primitive characters which can be observed in this family also. But at the same time, we also observed some of the advanced character in the family. The plants are mostly herbaceous. They may be annuals or the perennials. So herbaceous habit itself considered the advanced character. Then leaves are reduced and scale-like in the Cuscuta, जो parasite आपण म्हटलेला आहे, where you can find a very small scaly leaves. So these scaly leaves can be the advanced character. Then parasitic habit of Cuscuta, which is again the advanced character. Then leaves exstipulate, corolla gamopetalous, number of stamens 5, they are epipetalous, and gynoecium with 2 fused carpels. It is also considered as the advanced character in the family. The fruit is normally simple. It is just a capsule. A dehiscent capsule is there. So this is also considered as the advanced character in the family Convolvulaceae. So this is all about the family Convolvulaceae.